Now we'll talk about the different adaptations for rapid transport. The rate at which diffusion occurs, including both simple and facilitated diffusion, occurs across external and internal cell membrane varies. Some cells are adapted for rapid transport, diffusion of molecules across their internal or external membranes. Now, the rate of diffusion depends on several factors. These include temperature, surface area, concentration gradient, and the thickness of the exchange surface. Now, we've done this in IDCSE as well. So, surface area, the larger the surface area of the exchange surface, the higher the rate of simple diffusion across the exchange surface. These are directly proportional. The greater the difference in concentration on either side of the exchange surface, the higher the concentration gradient, the higher the rate of simple diffusion. So as diffusion occurs, the concentration gradient across the exchange surface decreases until an equilibrium is reached. For example, the concentration of both sides become equal. This causes the rate of diffusion to steadily decrease once the equilibrium has reached and the concentration gradient on the both sides is now equal. Then when we talk about the thickness, the thinner the exchange surface, the higher the rate of simple diffusion. मतलब कि अगर distance कम है और अगर thickness कम है, if both of them are less, then diffusion would be higher. Due to the shorter distance, the molecules have to travel fast. Concentration gradient against the surface, हमने वही पढ़ा again. The greater the difference in concentration gradient, the higher the concentration difference, and the higher would be the rate of facilitated diffusion only up to a point, depending on the number of channel or carrier proteins available. फिर number of channel or carrier proteins available also have an effect. Facilitated diffusion की अगर बात करें, now we are only talking about facilitated diffusion over here. These factors were for simple diffusion. एक और भी था, if you remember, temperature. Temperature increases, diffusion increases due to the high kinetic energy and the speed of molecule. This is when we talk about facilitated diffusion. How do the number of channel or carrier proteins affect it? Now, facilitated diffusion, by the name, we know that the diffusion is facilitated by channel proteins and carrier proteins. Once all the channel or carrier proteins are in use and they are saturated, they are busy, the rate of facilitated diffusion of a particular molecule can no longer increase and it remains steady. This means that the greater the number of channel or carrier proteins available in the cell surface membrane, the higher would be the rate of facilitated diffusion. So it depends on the number, because we can say that these carrier or channel proteins might act as a limiting factor in the rate of diffusion.